Live. Okay, it is Wednesday, November 9th. It is 7:09 p.m. It's post-election day. And once again, the American people prove that they are, man, I don't know how else to say it. They're just fucking stupid. I'm serious. I don't know how else to put it. You can call me whatever names you want to. You can tell me how mean I am, and whatever works for you, fine. I don't care. I'm just so tired of dealing with this stupidity of the average American voter. Of particular interest, on a national level, there are things that just have me scratching my head and going, with the economy the way it is, with our culture the way it is, with business and crime in this country the way it is, and given who got us here in the last 2 years, how anybody could vote for a Democrat, especially someone like John Fetterman, it blows my mind. You have to be either stupid or you want to see the country destroyed. I don't know which one it is. Maybe it's both. Even before the stroke, Fetterman was a radical leftist. I mean, if you listen to the things that he said and advocated for and looked at the things he had voted for in his past, that alone should have turned you away from him, unless, of course, you too are a radical leftist and you just don't give a shit about the country. Okay. And I'm not making fun of the stroke. I've had family members who've had strokes, and I know what strokes can do to people. But if I had a family member who had a stroke and they were running for office, I wouldn't vote for them, even if they're family, because they're not capable of doing the job. Sorry, there it is. Now, again, he won. Maybe. I mean, it's gotten to where you just don't know anymore, the way they run elections and who counts the votes and all the silly shit that goes on with counting the votes. Okay, but it looks like he won. And of course, the Republicans, being the cowards that they are, they're not going to do a damn thing about it. Even if the truth and the facts evidence were to fall right in their laps, showing that votes were miscounted and that they cheated and that the guy didn't win, the Republicans won't do a damn thing about it anyway. I mean, look at all the other elections across the country and all the shady goings on. The machines that weren't working in heavily Republican areas, but they were working fine in the Democrat areas. Really? That's not enough for you to just at least ask some questions and wonder what the hell's going on? Anyway, locally, here in Chesterfield County, they had a bond referendum. Now, I know how people are going to try to pass it off and sell it to you. The bottom line is the county's trying to raise more money so they can spend more money. And they'll tell you, of course, they're going to spend it on education and fixing roads and stuff. All right, let me ask you this. And again, it's too late for any practical purposes. The vote's been done and it passed. But just for the sake of planting the seed and hoping that maybe next election or the next time something like this comes up, some of you out there who heretofore have not exercised your gray matter may actually start to think about the things you're voting for. The first thing I would do is I would ask a question. Mr. and Mrs. Board of Supervisors representative, all the money you've been getting before now for education from, say, Virginia Lottery, which is supposed to be giving lots of money to state education, right? You hear that all the time. That's how they sell it. That's how they push it on you and get you to accept it. We're giving money to education. Ask a teacher. Where's that money going? Where? How come every year we're supposed to raise taxes to pay for more school repairs, upgrades, building new schools, paying teachers more? We always need more money. There's never enough money. And then rather than cut spending anywhere else where they don't really need it, it's just we got to raise more taxes. We got to raise more money. So where's all that money been going? Ask yourself. Demand answers from others. You know, those people that represent you. Where's all that money been going? In Chesterfield County, those of you who live here have seen it. I certainly have. Get ready for the massive traffic jams. Can't wait for that, huh? All the new buildings going up, all the new businesses, condos, townhomes, apartments, houses, so we can increase our tax base. That's what the Board of Supervisors loves to tell you. We're increasing our tax base. Okay, great. We're increasing our tax base. So why the bond referendum? You're not going to get enough taxes from all these new people and new businesses? And when you find out that that's not enough money, when the bond referendum doesn't provide enough money, and when all these new people moving into the county and that bigger tax base doesn't provide enough money, then what? Are any of you voters out there going to even ask how much is enough? Where is all this money going? What are you spending it on? Recently, gasoline prices, and I've talked about the taxes on a gallon of gasoline, both local, state, and federal. On average, more money from the sale of a gallon of gas goes to taxes than it does to the big oil companies. Talk about your greed. Well, okay, the gas taxes in particular are supposed to go towards road maintenance, building roads, fixing roads. Have you driven on any of the roads in Virginia lately? Any of you? You know that pothole you hit every day going to and from work? It's in the same spot. It's been there for weeks. How many times have you paid to get the front end of your car realigned because your tires are wearing badly, because your front end keeps getting knocked out of line from hitting all these damn potholes and bumps? Have you driven on the roads? I have. I've seen the stuff. I know now, at least, I know a little bit about how to avoid the potholes because they're in the same place all the damn time. They never seem to get fixed. Isn't it odd how the roads that always seem to get attention are the roads that least need it? Have you ever stopped to think about these things? No, you don't. Why think about it? Just do what your masters tell you. If your masters tell you they need more money, well, then we better pony up more money. Don't ask questions. Don't ask them where all this money's going. Don't ask them what they're spending money on at the county level that they really don't need to be spending money on. But rather than cut back on spending, rather than lower your taxes and say, well, we don't need that much because we don't need to be spending money on this or on that. We just need it for these things. And we've got enough money to do that. They just, we need more money. And then when you think they've got enough money, they've just raised a tax or they've created a bond referendum and they're going to get the money they want. You watch. You mark my words. November 9th, 2022, it is now 7:18 p.m. Mark my words. They're going to want more money later. And it's not even going to be 2 years. It won't even make it to the next 2-year election cycle. They're going to need more money. And they're going to tell you, you know, we're going to have to raise this fee or raise that tax or maybe create another bond referendum. Does anyone think anymore? Does anyone dare to ask questions of their masters? And I use the word masters on purpose because that's how many of you see them. They are your betters. They are the elites. You should just do what they tell you to do because they're smarter than you. And how dare you question their methods? You bunch of peons. Just get out there and do your work and pay your taxes and shut the hell up. Holy shit, you people are stupid.